He's back. Uncle Six Dog is back, everybody.
What's going on?
The interview's already started, bro. I couldn't wait. Come and take a seat. What did we just witness? Was it LL Cool J who said, don't call it a comeback? Are we allowed to call this a comeback?
Yeah, I reckon. I reckon we can, man. Yeah.
I reckon 4.5 years would constitute, in terms of live performance, a comeback. Where do I begin with what we just saw, man? That was absolutely unbelievable, bro. How are you feeling?
Pretty high, like naturally.
Yeah. Thankfully.
Yeah.
No, good.
Yeah, natural high, just like adrenaline pumping, man. Like I was not expecting that response. That was just insane. That was so good. I'm just keen to just do more.
I can tell, and so you should. And we'll get to the festival in a minute because this event is really unique and different. But I just think it's really important to note that this date was booked for you maybe last June, and that you knew, with whatever challenges you were facing, you had to get up in February in Melbourne and play a show to lots of people, and that became a point of navigation, if you like, for you, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. I had to get everything sorted, like otherwise it wasn't going to be a good show. Luckily I pulled it off. I didn't think I could, man. Honestly, I was in a very, very bad place, but I'm luckily I've just turned it around, and exercise is where it's at.
Well, yeah, you've definitely got yourself in a great physical shape, mate, and I think maybe for some people it might have gone the other way and it might have stressed them out and made them freak out. But for whatever reason for you, knowing you had that show today has worked because that was really special and you've just delivered. It was like, because, you and your prime, it was exactly the same, like you didn't miss a beat. Had you done a lot of rehearsals to get back to that point?
Yeah, I for the last month I've been doing it every day. It's quite annoying because like you do songs over and over and over and over, and there's a lot of songs that are old, so it's like I'm very critical of how I rapped on them and stuff. Like I wish I rapped differently on certain songs, but I think every artist goes through that. But just amazing to get back out there, and the support was just amazing, especially for the new song, man. Like, whoa.
That we'll get to the new song in a minute and the video and everything that happened. But what I thought was really cool is you've made this comeback show, and there might have been a temptation for it to be your own show in a venue like, I don't know, the Forum or something, but instead you've more humbly come back at a fun community festival. But it was somehow even better because there were lots of people that came, you could tell, to see you because they knew every word, but there's also all this other stuff going on. In a way, does that make it does it take the pressure off a tiny bit because it's not your show, or would you have rather it be your show, or what?
Maybe that's what it was, man, because before, I was incredibly calm before. Like, I'm usually quite either very amped to just get up there, but I was very relaxed, and I'm not usually relaxed before a show.
Yeah.
So maybe it was that, I think.
Yeah.
Like, if it was at an actual venue at the Forum, I'd probably be losing it, putting way more pressure on myself. But, just knowing festivals are always rowdy. Like, the crowd always get into it at a festival, so I felt kind of relaxed about it. Yeah, it's just good.
All right, now we've got to get to the reaction to the new song, because I was lucky enough to hear the new song because Joel may have sent it to me and I had to listen to it, and I knew it just slaps, so I knew it was going to go off. You say to the crowd, do you want to hear some new stuff? And when you've got like a great back catalogue, sometimes when an artist says that, I go, nah, not really.
Yeah. and I actually sort of picked that vibe up from some of the crowd. I was sort of like, I don't know if I want to hear some new shit. I'd rather hear some old stuff,
But then
we did it, and it was like, I don't think they were expecting it. It was like a totally different vibe, very up-tempo, and so they just went nuts. It was mad.
I've never seen a response to a song like that, and it was organic. I had goosebumps watching it on the side of the stage. You almost didn't need to do it a second time.
No, the first one was perfect. The reaction was perfect. I couldn't believe it, man. It was like, I've done many shows where I've gone, do you guys want to hear some new done a song, and it's just flopped.
Can you remember the first time you might have said, do you want to hear some new stuff, and you played Boys Like You? Can you remember?
I can. Yeah, I can remember it. And it was at a festival, and it bombed, man. Like, no one liked it. Bro, no one liked it. That happened with Boys Like You, with Live It Up as well. I did Live It Up at the
Live It Up bombed.
Live It Up bombed. It was just no one.
That crowd need to have a long, hard look at themselves, surely.
Yeah. But, nah. And then they turn out to be big songs, and they love it.
Right, well, let's hope this is not the reverse.
Yeah.
This new track with Joel Fletcher, this is going to go so well for you live that it's going to soon become probably the closer, the one that, and it's your newest song.
Yeah, I just love that, because I feel the stuff we've been making is very much on this type of tip, like very hype and stuff like that. So I just want it encourages me to keep going. Like when I see that kind of reaction, I'm like, we just got to keep this up, what we're doing, you know? Like I think people are gonna, like it's time for new music. I've been doing these songs for 10 years, most of these songs. So it really is time to bring new stuff that just goes bigger than these ones, you know? So it's not just old stuff.
Obviously, Melbourne hip hop has it's always shifting and moving, and so while you were kind of, you know, having some downtime, all sorts of different things have happened in Melbourne hip hop, and yet what I've noticed, and you let me know, but from afar, there's not as much of that beef stuff going on now with you.
No, it's tripping me out a little bit, man. Like,
I want you to do well.
Yeah, it's really cool. I think people in Australia love an underdog, and I think the story that I don't think people think he can come back from addiction. You know, they think once people cross the line into that, they're pretty done. But I'm pretty keen to prove them wrong. You know what I mean? But everyone's like, man, when we dropped the first song, the reaction to that's been crazy, and hasn't even been a big hit or anything like that. It's just people are keen to hear new music. Yeah. So. Oh, I just want to keep the ball rolling, man.
Good on you, man. So I'm speaking of that. What will that involve over the next couple of months? Like, you must be just there thinking, what can I do? What, you know, and making plans and stuff.
Yeah. So I was working on an album, and I was putting way too much pressure on my head about having it perfect and having a sound and stuff like that. So I just said, nah, scrap the album. I'm just going to drop a song a month. And it's just going to be whatever sound. We're just going to just have fun with music again. And that's how we're going now. And we're just taking it anywhere, any direction. Doesn't matter. If I feel it, I'm going there. And we just want to smash it again.
And I feel like if that's what motivates you, and if it's fun, and if it's giving you energy, then you just keep doing it, right?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
And if it becomes like a task or something that's stressful, well, don't do it.
Don't do it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly right. I think there was a while there in the last couple of years I was actually questioning whether I could continue going. Like I wasn't feeling it. Didn't have the love that I have right now for writing music. But I knew that I could get it back if I just got my together. You know what I mean? Got healthy and feeling good. I'll get back there. So I feel sort of like I did before Falling and Flying.
Right. Well, that's good. That all worked out pretty well. Yeah. That went all right. All right, and just one last call on this event. You know, this is in Melbourne's backyard. This is the eastern suburbs. You know, you're a relatively local boy to this area, and a lot of the artists that played today, you know, lived up the road, or their parents used to come to these markets. I mean, you'd love to see it, a local Melbourne community event like this.
Yeah, absolutely. It was amazing, and it was like all ages too.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you know...
You're not the most kid-friendly act, are you?
Not very fitting for me, but...
No, the families love you. You're the housewife's choice.
Yeah. They loved it. I just met a bunch of kids before. They loved it, and I'm glad.
Well, my first show I took my son Zephyr to when he was 10 was Eminem. Well, that's all right. I mean, they can get their head around this stuff. I mean, kids aren't what we think they are. Like they're capable of going, that's art. That doesn't mean I have to use those words, you know, at home in front of my mum.
My first show was Eminem when I was 14 too.
So there you go. Yeah. Anyway, mate, you got to go and just process what happened, don't you? You just got to get your head around it.
Sort of.
What are you going to do now? Do you just relax at home, or
probably go home, have a few teas?
Yeah, you would. You have some like English breakfast tea or something.
Probably like this licorice tea that I've been.
Oh, that's hardcore.
It's pretty hardcore.
No, mate, it's so good to see you back.
Thanks, man.
And the whole Aussie scene wants to see what we just saw. So congratulations, mate. It's great to see you back.